Hello and welcome to the stream. It's becoming a habit that I fix my hair every time I start to appear in the camera. Quite a habit, but yeah. So here we are, the middle of dusk or early mornings. Can't sleep, can't quite sleep. What else? I don't know what's on my mind really, to be honest with you. But I thought that I would start a short stream session from the last time I discontinued the stream, and it was quite rough. So last time, for those who haven't viewed, by the way, this is TheLoneWarrior, and last time the stream was cut abruptly since my PC went on a blue screen fiasco. So try to fix that. Hopefully this time it doesn't appear again. So I'm trying to remember what am I supposed to do here. I believe we're supposed to go now to Fort Dragonia in this part. So what's Fort Dragonia, you might ask? Well, Fort Dragonia is the place where the first minutes of the game is displayed. So we're gonna go there. But before we head into Fort Dragonia, I need to make sure this is up. Before we head there, I'm gonna do some side quests. Now, apparently, I just came to realize that this was a side quest instead of actually being a prerequisite of the game. So, here's the short explanation. In Fort Dragonia, the pathway there is that you're supposed to go to Mount Pyre. Now, Mount Pyre sounds like a hot place, right? So there's lots of flames there, and since it's a hot place, might want to, try to cool things down a bit over there at Mount Pyre, but the game doesn't tell you how exactly to do that. So now this is a supposed side quest because you're going to get an ice breath, which is an item that freezes lava, so it will make you have an easier time over at Mount Pyre. Now, this came as an optional quest or a side quest from me as a shock because I've been doing that ever since I knew that that was the next step that you're supposed to go. I didn't know that you can actually progress the game without that item. Yeah, I'm going to do something here. I'm gonna talk to this girl. This girl is a villager in Arni village. Well, that's quite redundant, but this girl is very important in particular because we will get from her a rainbow shell, which is a rare item in this game, which is required in forging rare weapons. So anyway, we're gonna talk to her first, and let's see. Let me pause for a second here. Can't quite view my checklist, so a little bit of a background for this villager. In the world where Serge lives, she is actually an aspiring poet. So she writes poems over here at Belcha's restaurant. Belcha quite looks like a recruitable character, but yeah, doesn't have that window where there's a portrait. So this girl is an aspiring poet, and over here at another world where Serge doesn't get to live, the girl gives up on her dreams as a poet. So we're gonna go back into another world. Because the contrast here changes as Surge doesn't get to live here. So just gonna go here a bit. Village. Pause for a second. Okay, so this should be fine. Apologies for the pauses. By the way, I'm playing in an emulator if you're curious, and these pauses are just for the sake of not having the character run across the screen like a madman. So here's the same girl again. So yeah. She says she doesn't know about the poetry. It's quite telling. It's because Surge doesn't know he died here yet. If you ever talk to that girl in the earlier parts of the game, so let's talk back to her homeworld version again. It's kind of tedious, you might say, going back and forth, and at first you kind of appreciate the animation transition here with Chrono Cross. I think first time in 1993. Yeah, eventually that animation disappears once we get I forgot. I believe it's when you go change bodies with links, it disappears, the animation. So hopefully that wasn't a spoiler. So let's go in the homeworld again. Talk to this lady. She will give us a book of poems. Now in our key items, we can use it to display it over at the lady and at the another world. We'll get our first of many rainbow gels. Yeah, I said many. I did say it is a short stream, but I'm not going to tell how short it is. It's just that it's short. So I can't really see real-time viewers, so but I can see comments and shares. That's good enough. Drink coffee. I might do some exercises later also. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get that rainbow shell and get this story on the go. And I appreciate RPGs like this when you just go back and forth. And yeah. And as for the topic of RPGs, there are lots of RPGs that I'd like to finish. So yeah. I find myself going back to these old games, and of course hearing that Final Fantasy VII got a remake. I didn't have the chance to play the original one anyway for the longest time. So yeah, with all these remakes and whatnots, vast library of RPGs that you can finish. I do want to play some RPGs that are quite new to me, and I don't believe that they are unfamiliar to the various masses. Hello, Mr. Ralph Nochete. Hello. Hope you're having a good time. Where was I? So yeah, I do want to play some RPGs that can be considered as hidden gems. Dragon Quest doesn't count, although it's new to me. But yeah, I just want to bring that up. Okay, so my book is finished. So the girl's dream to write poems gets revived again. And we receive a rainbow shell. Hooray! Rare items. Coincidentally, this is actually where we're supposed to go anyway, so I wanted to do that before heading out to the supposed place where we're supposed to go. Why isn't Lena here? Let's give you viewers here an interesting interaction between the characters. Anyway, I'm sorry I can't respond to the comments in real time, Mr. Ralph. It's quite small in the perspective of the viewers. So Dragon Quest isn't considered a hidden gem because there's so many installments of Dragon Quest already. It's not quite hidden. Maybe the old games. You know, when you see Dragon Quest, we better believe it's a good game. It has that standard RPG turn-based feel, but it also has that horrendous bane of random encounters, but it is a good game. Who are you, Mia? I recruited for... Where am I? Oh, okay. That's why there's no Lena. Because I'm still at the another world. I'm not at the home world. That's the world I'm supposed to go. Now, this is confusing. Anyway, let me check that. Yes. That's what they call this. Dragon Quest is actually a celebrated RPG title, believe it or not. Maybe not as much here, but if you somehow encounter RPG forums, you'll see the name. Trails in the Sky is actually a hidden gem. One common symptoms of hidden gems that you will see is there's no Western localization, so there's pretty much no audience that the game can spread onto. But there's also the case that even in JRPGs there are hidden gems within them. So yeah, this Gaia is also another name that it was a hidden gem, but no, since it was localized, it became a hit in the PSP era. So this is just a random ramblings in my head. What is the bad experience that you had in Chrono Cross, Mr. Ralph? I'm interested to hear. Now, that's something. There's a bad experience in Chrono Cross. Is it involving the cat? I don't believe that's a horrible experience in Chrono Cross, but rather a horrible personal experience. You got me there. But it does involve Chrono Cross, so I guess you can say don't worry, sir. If we follow the Chrono Cross's logic, there might be a dimension where you don't get to experience that, and also you learned your lesson. I thought it was in game. Hello, Mr. Carl Kimson Lee. Thank you for joining the stream. That is a horrible experience. Do you know the person closely, sir, or is it just some random person that came in your life and then never went back again? So I don't know if I'll be streaming Resident Evil 3, Carl Gimson. Been thinking about that. I do want to stream more RPGs and Dota 2. Justin Guevara, hello. This is for the people who can't sleep. Hey, Mr. Ralph, continue with your lore. I'm quite interested. Continue with your lore, please, as I do this unique interaction. So this actually has significance when you talk with Lina to her alternate self. Usually, when you do this in Chrono Cross, you get their level 7 techs. That's usually because there are some characters that take, how do I explain this? Very long steps in order to get their level 7 tech. Anyway, just wanted to show that interaction. It's not time yet for Lina to get her level 7 tech, so... Oh wait, I was supposed to. I think the lore continued. Let me check. That is definitely naive, 100, and I do agree that you should have brought that, but on the contrary, Mr. Ralph, I don't believe that you are old enough to bring that or have knowledge of that unless you played Medal of Honor back then. Carl Kimson Lee, thank you for sharing the stream. That is quite sad. But another question is, I see. I was supposed to ask another question, but the question was answered already. So yeah, you should have brought that Molotov. Naive 100. I feel sorry for you, sir, but don't fret. It's his loss. No. Why didn't he bring it back to you, actually? It's weird. Anyway, so here's what we're supposed to do. So if you're somehow wondering how do you travel in the homeworld, here's the first clue that it has. So you return to Arnie Village and ride the boat because you can't really go anywhere in the homeworld aside from Hydra Marshes and Fossil Valley, and you can't really enter Fossil Valley because there's somebody is blocking your way. And once you return to homeworld, this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, so yeah. There's premonition here. This is supposed to be a land with many fairies, a water dragon island. So yeah. Supposed to ask fairies, but there are none, so oh. Oh. Next time you stream, sir, we're gonna send you stars for all the bad experiences you shared with us. That's a horrible experience. So yeah. Arcade culture, right? Anyway, they were smart. Are they students or something? Let's go home to the homeworld. Let me check my checklist here first if I need to get particular items. Alright, so I'll probably just take as many as I can here. oh yeah, I did forget to mention that if you're viewing this on the phone, I'm hoping you're having a great experience viewing it, that you don't have to rotate your phone. Now you can just put this phone on your face and hopefully it doesn't fall. So I've adjusted to that. Liking I'm just gonna take whatever item I can before continuing on. So we got another comment here. This is a long one. Let me read this. I see. Where's the place? Maybe you'll see those guys in an FGC event. If we're talking about early 2000s, since this was the peak of arcade culture, right? At least for us. Where fighting games over there are still building their communities. And the hardcore veterans are playing. If you remember the place, maybe we could ask the old people in the community. Maybe it's someone we know. Let me pause again. Right, I don't think I'll be getting anything here. So it's quite sad. There's a save point. Let me just save then, I guess. So this is my main party, by the way, Serge, Lina, Glenn. For the first playthrough. There's probably going to be more playthroughs just to complete the cast. Yeah, that's how I save, sir. We got another comment. Anyway, I don't think I'm just gonna say it, Mr. Ralph, that there's no bittersweet moment for the Chrono Cross. I want you to get rage, you get mad. Let's bring a Molotov next time. Arcade, I guess you can say. But for Chrono Cross, definitely, no, that's not bittersweet. You just go bitter and bitter rage. We're gonna bring some Molotov and ops. Then we're gonna do entry frags and rush B. If that makes sense. So anyway, this is the plot twist that we find out that dwarves have taken over this island. And what does that mean? How can I explain this without? Because there's some parts of the story that this actually makes sense. But in this part, it doesn't really do much justice. Anyway, let's just beat the dwarf. So, Water Dragon Island is a land where fairies are residing together with the Water Dragon. That's why it's called Water Dragon Island, right? So, the party finds out that dwarves have taken over the place, and it's not yet clear to them at this point why, but at least for this part, it is unclear. But yeah, dwarves have, you know, they just took over the place, stormed through the island, and then knock some fairies out. So that's how it happened. That's why we're facing dwarves right now. Let me check the comments first. And no, for Chrono Cross, just give it 100%, sir. Give it 100%. Peter Rage. Jesus, why didn't the guy return the CD? Oh yeah, I don't really have any incentive of killing these dwarves aside from that's morbid. They killed everyone. you know what, just a just as revenge for the fairies, we're just gonna eliminate every single dwarf here. So yeah, there's actually a path, but I don't know if I want to elaborate on it right now, but I might as well tell the story here. So, dwarves, Water Dragon Island, chaos ensues. Reason being that humans kicked them out of the place where they resided in the past. And where would that place be? That would be the Hydra Marshes. Supposed to be. Now, at this point, why this isn't clear if you chose the path that I went into? It's because in the other path, you actually get to face the dwarves and kick them out of the place. So, this is why it doesn't make as much sense if you don't choose the path, the other path, I should say. Yeah, you should eliminate these dwarves because they drop elements like that might come in handy later on. In this timeline, or in this particular instance, the dwarves just faced some random humans, I guess, and they got kicked out of Hydra Marshes. If you're wondering also what path am I talking about, it's the path where you're supposed to find a cure for Kid's Poison, another main character in this series. I chose not to find the poison, or not to focus on finding the poison. That's actually the gist of it. So you get to choose if you want to look for a way to cure Kid immediately, or just going to go about your own business because you don't know what to do. I choose the we didn't know what to do part. This is where it leads us. And of course, choosing paths actually gives you other party members. And the only reason that I chose that path is we actually get a good party member here, which is Glenn, who is he's the guy that I'm using right now. Let's eliminate every single one of these because you've killed every fairy. Spoiler warning though, after this encounter, we're not welcome in the island anyway. There should be one more. I feel like my characters are still mates, even if I got there, even if they did get their weapons upgraded. Electrobolt leather. Okay, so good. We got spare elements to work on. Okay. Last, at least for this instance. So, another thing that I might emphasize here playing Chrono, which I would say time and time again every time I stream this game, is you don't really get experience numbers here. Rather, your character's power level is attached to how many stars you have, and after those stars you get mini boost to your stats every battle. So, and that's the last one. Okay, so you killed. So yeah, the spoiler warning here is you're not welcome after finishing this part, because the fairies actually also blame the humans why they didn't get to experience the dwarves' wrath. It's a complicated thing. But in terms of lore, well, this game is so rich. Okay. How many battles am I going to do? Oh my god, my head is aching. High Hawkers. At this point, by the way, I'm pretty well prepared anyway. I'm not really too bothered, but you know, when sometimes just want to get through a part of the game fast, and this is one of those moments. When we do new game plus gameplay here though, this is going to be easier. Get electrodes. Contemplating on using the elements now because they are a lot. So we got our, let's make them taste the first element that I bought that affects all enemies, Meteor Shower. This is actually a good element. And it's available once you get back to Guldo, and yeah, good for situations like this where you have lots of enemies. Next one we're gonna use is Lina. And if you're wondering also, there are characters that are great in using the elements. They're the equivalent of mages, and of course there are some characters that are just much better off with physical attacks. I think I'm not using any more elements here, since it's just one. And for the sake of it, I'm gonna show you guys something. This is what we call a double tech, and if you have certain party members together, they have, sometimes it appears to have a double tech, and that happens. We got a star. That was actually a star fight, okay? And that's a lot of items. So that's how we level up here. A lot of information to take in. I hope that's not too much for you, kind sirs. So yeah, that's a double tech. Why am I the one heart reacting? Oh my goodness. Anyway. The heart reacts, alright. Just gonna react over here at the dashboard then. Let me just take a pause here. That was quite a fight, because there's so many of them. Just finish this, and what else? So yeah, double text. That's why it's in your incentive actually just to collect party members in this game. And nowadays there's so many guides that show you who character goes good with, but yeah, all the double techs also are listed. I don't think there's also a triple tech, but that's coming from the top of my head, so I might verify that sometime. And let's go back. This is not the last fight. Yeah, we're gonna head in deeper, but while we do that, of course, we want to do some battles here to boost the stats of the party. So this is how you get stronger in this game. You do boss fights, and you fight. You willingly fight mini encounters, I guess. Let's call them mini encounters. So your stats get a boost. In contrast, a system that is similar to this is Final Fantasy VIII, where your characters are actually just about the strength of your characters grow just about the strength of your enemy. So preparation is more essential here. Well, they work a bit of the same, but when you do New Game Plus, the power scaling of this game goes astronomical levels of gaps. So that's where the difference, I guess, breaks, because in Final Fantasy VIII you can prepare, but in your preparation, that's where you get your overpowered strats. But in Chrono Cross, if you grind new game classes, eventually you will overpower your enemies, even in the earlier parts of the game. So that's just a contrast, but they do work a similar system where the enemy scales their levels according to your stars or power level, let's say. Hoy ho, Warcry. Oh yeah. No, I'm not gonna talk about that for now, but something just came into my head because that dwarf just gave a tech of its own, and actually you can use that. But it's too early to elaborate on it right now, and honestly, I just want to grind these dwarves. I keep missing. That's this is very sad. And I do also have that element like that, high res and low res, essentially stat boosters. They work great against boss fights since, again, Chrono Cross rewards your preparation in the first playthrough. And there are some bosses that you just can't really overpower with elements early on. Believe me when I say that, especially when we get to Miguel. That's the boss I commonly get stuck myself into, because first things first, when you get to this boss fight in particular in Miguel, I'm not gonna say when it's going to happen, but I'm gonna tell you what happens when you encounter him. There's a point of no return when you face Miguel, so you can actually run away from boss fights here in Chrono Cross. And actually, but what you need to do beforehand when facing Miguel is actually prepare before you go into the place where he is supposed to be waiting. That's what you're supposed to do, but the game doesn't tell you that, of course. And once you reach that point, you enter the area, you can't go back. And even if you run away, you're stuck with your elements that you have in your stock. So essentially, you're just gonna leave it up to RNG, or maybe in some miracle you outpower him. But the bosses in this game work in specific patterns where if you rely on your elements, you're gonna get punished. And if you even rely on your physical attacks, and if you somehow mistakenly brought weak physical characters, and that's times 2 on your side of death. So just wanted to mention that there's going to be parts like that in this game. Let's save. I'm saving a lot right now since I don't want to get another blue screen incident. And oh yeah, a common critique that you might see if you visit online forums is the battle music of this game sounds so happy. I do agree, but I never did minded the boss fight music of this game, except when it was brought into my attention. So now that that's in the back of my head, I can't really get it out. The thought of this is a happy music, not a battle music. I don't think we're gonna get increased stats anymore after this fight, because I didn't get the extra stats from the previous one. That's usually the indicator that we might as well progress the game or change party members in order to boost their stats. You can see me just relying on physical attacks, except when there's a boss fight. Don't really rely much on elements in mini encounters. So yeah, there's no more stat boost to be gained here. And let's head to these guys and finish the Dwarf Saga. Oh wait. I'm thinking. I don't think this is the last fight. Yeah, this is the sign that this is the last fight because they bring out this machine here. I do want to focus on the tank now, but I want to get rid of the dwarves also because they have this multi-tech, the Hi-Ho Horus, which is quite painful and deals a respectable amount of damage. I want to get rid of that. And that happens when there's a group of dwarves lumped together. If there's only one element, there's only one dwarf, that doesn't happen. That's actually painful. See that? Element shot. Got to Surge. Let's heal him. I think he's cursed. Surge. Glenn doesn't have the heal. Slower the resistance. Surge. I believe this guy has heal. Or cure. In this case, cure. Now he nullifies my low res with the high res. Okay. Well played, sir. Let's use Cure. Now Surge will rely mostly on elements now since he's affected with darkness. That should be fine. Wow. Everything's missing for me. Another one? No, that's cheap. Let's heal up the party here after Glenn attacks. Let's recover all. Okay, so, like I said, I'm not too stressed about getting beat in this fight, but would appreciate it if the enemies just went with their way. Now, if this element shot gets Surge, I'm gonna be in trouble. Looks like it's gonna hit Surge again. It's only on the 127 this time. Because I don't think I have singular heals anymore after Lina. I only have recover also. Usually I just use that recover all to heal up party members at the same time. Glenn is dealing huge amounts of damage here. Don't have much elements here in the offensive department for Glenn. Let's use Arrow Saucer, I guess. What are dwarves? They are yellow. What do you call this? They are yellow innate. Element shot. Oh my goodness. I do like their element shots. And it's gonna hit Surge again. He's knocked out. Great. And let's use Revive. Whoever has Revive. Glenn has Revive. I don't believe. Yeah. Let's try to finish this guy. Oh wait, Surge is gonna die again. Oh, that I got mistaken. that turn. That was annoying, but we have our recover all, so let's use one more. It's going to be tough. How about Lina? Even if this guy brings out an element shot right now, there shouldn't be any issues. Use her tech maiden hand. She just slaps. Just slaps the tank, you know, makes it spin around. That's how powerful the characters are in here, in this game. Now, who has the next recover one? I think it's Lina. Don't think Glenn has one. Use that to recover stamina. Yeah. Glenn doesn't have. Surge definitely doesn't have overall here. Let's use this. In the meantime, hopefully we can actually defeat this guy now. Because he's slouching. Or the tank is slouching. You can see the tank is slouching. It's not destroyed. Wow. You can say that this thing is tanky. Let's see. If I use... I'm betting on actually this thing. Okay, I didn't need to use the X-Strike to finish this thing off. It got defeated on its own. Let's see now the comments. Alright, sir. Mr. Ralph, have a great evening or morning depending on what time we are not at now. So yeah, says he got to go. Alright, so Dwarf 5 finished. Not really quite the Dwarf 5 that I'm expecting. I was expecting it to be easier. Okay, at least we beat these guys and we get another star for that. We're gonna use consumables on that because there's no really point. So eliminate the dwarves. There's no more dwarves left, and apparently there aren't any more fairies also. I don't know if I'm supposed. Yeah. Looks like I'm in trouble, I guess. Oh wait. No, I'm not, but I didn't get something here. I thought I was going to fight the water dragon. And here we are. Water dragon. First of... I forgot how many are them. How many they are. I think there are 6. In my top... At the top of my head there's actually 7, but I think the 7th one has a patch. So we got 6 dragons. Key item actually. in traversing into Mogfire. And we can actually now summon Frog Prince. This is the first of many elements that we can use, which summons things affiliated with elements. So in order for a summon to work, we need the field to be completely aligned with a particular element. So for example, we need 3 instances of our elements consecutively appearing, so the field begins to have that red field effect. So, and the star icons should appear after that, and once that appears, you can use the summon. So humans are to blame. Blah blah blah. Got our water breath anyway, or ice breath. There's Kid. She's not included the party. Kid collapses. Okay. Is that Surge? Yeah, that is Surge. Get a scene here with Kid. So what's after Montfire? For Dagonia, we become links. Probably I'm going to stop there if I don't reach about the 2-hour mark. Let's see. Okay, so we get a little cutscene here from Kid about her past. Connections from Chrono Trigger actually are now indicated here, I guess. Let's say they are referenced here. So, Kid says she was taking care of an inventor that builds lots of stuff. Let's just go through this. So, before I head out, I should make my party members increase their stats. How do we get here? Now, how do I leave? I think that's the better question here. How do I leave? There's the steps. Okay, so I didn't see that earlier. This land can be quite confusing. Now what's weird is the party slept overnight and the fisherman, I believe, is still here. So the fisherman waited for them. Oh wait, he just went back. Oh. we're going to return to the another world. Another world and Mount Fire. Go to another world. Fight some opal fish over at the Lizard Rock for each party member that we've recruited so far. Won't really take long, but you know, with the amount of party members that you have, it might be they call this, might be quite tedious. Let's see. Okay, so wait. I always get myself confused why things are not appearing as they are. I'm not yet in the another world. So in the another world, there's some opal fish running or floating around, and the good thing is they just run around in a circle, so you don't really have to bother waiting for, or don't have to bother going to them if you want some encounters. They're gonna come to you. Really adjust my layout, I believe. Okay. Works, you know. Easy, man. We're the opal fish that I was referring about, or was referring to. So Surge is about to reach the same levels of HP as Glenn, but that 211 HP. Also Lina, that's nice. And the peculiar thing here is, once you reach Fort Dragonia, your HP levels from the start of the game to that point will be, they will be quite similar. Don't really have any elements that I would put. This is a level 7 element, Frog Prince, so we can't really use that yet. If for some reason they meaning the party members don't get any more or stat increase, I'm gonna change them to others then. We continue. I like about the opal fish encounters, it's they finish fast and you get your stat boost faster. So the game incentivizes you to fight actually enemies that you can kill fast. So I think that's good. I don't know how many party members I have collected. I believe there are about 20 now, supposedly. Still got their stats boosted, so still gonna fight. The fight ends when there's no more stat boost for a particular party member. Yes, knocked out opal fish. Now I wonder if can get another upgrade for Surge. I guess Lina and Glenn are not finished boosting up their stats. So yeah, why this opal fish area is good. You can actually just exit and re-enter and they just pop out again. See? Easy battles. Glenn actually has now a stronger attack than Surge. And it used to be Surge was the one finishing with physical moves. Check my phone. Let's fully charge. Here's the big boost stats. Actually, that's also the sign that there's no more stat boost to be gained here for these party members. So let's fight one more time, just to be sure. Sometimes it just gives you a random 1 plus 1 HP. And let me remove my cell phone, of course. So when I see stream notifications, or non-stream notifications rather, I won't be alt-tabbing. Alright, so no more stat boost, but before that, let me just get my phone. Okay, I'm back. Let me just recline a bit. She knows. That's correct. Those are not stream related notifications. Change party members. Who's gonna finish up this part? Each and every one of them is boosted accordingly. You're wondering also if you do a new game plus, of course their stats are also retained that run if you recruit them, so might as well boost them here. And of course, another bonus thing here is if you increase or actually just boost up other party members, one trick you can do is, for some reason you don't have any recovery magic or don't have the status ailment removal for particular debuff. Let's say you got poison and you don't have any antidotes. What you can do here is just change party members and everything will be fine. But the catch is they still get inflicted with the status of poison unless you remove it. So let's say you're hoping that if the party members change, the status effect suddenly disappears. That's not really how it works. It gets retained or it's just frozen, so it's frozen, so once you return the party member back to your battle party, he or she is still poisoned, but yeah. You can do that for in the deep parts of the game. You got so many party members to work with, so and elements you can just equip, unequip them anyway. So how many are they? Not counting search, of course. So we got 3, 7, actually 10. Got 10 party members. Now I don't really know what matches. Matcha is the mother here. Don't really know what her perks as a party member are, but she's there. I haven't really gotten into how powerful Matcha is, but Poshul is quite the character. She's built like a tank, and of course, she hits like one. The downside of that is, of course, she can't really hit. And her element, aside from her techniques, is subpar compared to most characters. We are getting great stat boosts here for the party members. Immediately the big boost arrives. I guess that happens to party members that are sidelined. It's fair. Even Poshul has a higher HP than Surge. See if they still get stat boosts here. They still get. Let's continue. Again, Poshul, lots of HP. Very valuable party member, and given that she's the first one you can actually recruit in any run of the game, regardless of new game or new game plus, you better have her. Eliminate this opal fish fast. Change party members again since no more XP. If you're wondering how many opal fish are running around that path, there are actually 4. Now time for the most unique party member lineup that I have so far: a Voodoo Doll and a Luchador Pastor. Got Mojo and Greco. Notice that I'm not really changing any elements, element grids, or not assigning any new elements to these party members. At least not right now, because there's no really use doing that. Especially if we're just fighting opal fish. They go down fast. Don't really need to prolong your agony by changing elemental views from time to time. You just do it if you get stuck somewhere in the boss fight. Oh my goodness. Yes, miss again. Miss me with that. Don't move so much, my dude. Wait. Right, so let's see if we still get stat boost. I mean, they received their big boost, I believe. I'm actually hoping that there won't be any more boosts here. Mojo is still getting his, so we're still gonna fight. I think this is the last opal fish. Let's get the notifications. Let's see. hopefully this fight is our last for this lineup. Okay, so apparently, weird thing that I just noticed, Mojo has a higher HP than Greco, who is do want to imagine that Greco is a big tank, but yeah. Now we also have Duck here, Doc and Pip. Pip is actually a unique party member where you can actually evolve it. I forgot if it's a he or she. So the little creature that Pip is, Pip works like an E. You can choose how to strengthen him, her. I believe it's a her, or it's a him. You can choose how to strengthen Pip at your own accord. Doc is actually quite cool. I just found this out. He is a range party member. Don't know if that accounts for anything, but yeah. His shot is full attack to C. I believe these are the last. Don't think I can exactly return all the party members that I have once I change into Lynx, or once we get Surge body swap with Lynx or what. So yeah, there's lots of things I'm forgetting right now. But what's important is we can get back Glenn as soon as possible. He is quite powerful. Also Lina. There's no more boost, so we can actually move on to Mount Fire. Change party members here. And change Surge. Let's save also. How many stars do we have now? 14? I believe. Oh, it's still 13. I did save beforehand reaching the water dragon. So save, save state. Save those. Okay. Mount Fire. We need. Let's buy some anti-ailment consumables. Also tablets, I guess. See what can we find here. Let's goof around a bit. Nothing here. Also nothing here, I guess. What's this? What's this? Can't enter that area yet. Surge is moving in place. I actually get for the element shop. Isas. Let's buy. Let's max to the max amount, I guess. Cure plus. Should buy some. 5. And heal all, let's buy some. Lucky. Plus. What your plus there? How about heal all level 1 for search? Like the bolt is actually level 4 magic. Or element, I should say. Yeah, let's put level 1 heal 1 for each party member here. Should be fine. Wait, it's supposed to be heal. Lina only got 1 slot for heal all -3. Slot of offensive spells for Lina. She already has. Let's use this opportunity to have another meteor shower for Surge. We want to put that meteor shower for Glenn, I guess. Or maybe we have. Yeah, let's just put the Electro Bolt. We have lots of Electro Bolts obtained from the battle with the Turks. Heal all for Glenn, I guess. Make him a bit defensive. Heal all -0. It's important we have access to healing early on. Every time we build up our elemental grid. Actually, let's check. Okay, all this. Let's check the forgery. Zappa shop. It showed them the rainbow shell, I guess. Also, hey, moving into place again. Already have steel or iron swallow, iron weapons for search. Excuse me. Show it. Don't have the rainbow shell. What if I talk to Zappa? Yeah. Okay, so now we actually initiated that. Should return to that part soon. Let's head down to Montfire. There are treasures here that I'm supposed to get, but thinking about if I'm going to bother getting them is another story. So let's just go as normal and actually just head to Montfire. Or the boat. That's not really our boat, that's Scorcha's boat. Which was lent to us, the party, by Matcha. Scorcha's mother. So SS Invincible here is actually just coasting there. Let's do another save. So here we are, Fort Dragonia. Guess I'm gonna save after the events of Fort Dragonia. Fire. East will enter this. So you can see there's a. This is what I was talking about. You actually need to use Ice Breath here to freeze the thing and get the treasure chest there now. Don't really need that. But if you played the game initially, it's going to rack some nerves for you, I guess. Lava Boy. They actually are quite beefy, so I'm expecting big damage here. Yeah. Expectations were I'm just disappointed anyway. Let's fight as normal here. You can see it there. Surge is actually inflicted with status ailment. That's burn. Every time we attack, or I believe every time you finish a turn, it works like poison. Oh, it does it. I didn't get damage again. Now this is going to hurt me now. Because she is a blue innate. We're not gonna let that bother us though. Since we have recover also, we can use consumables to remove any status ailments that is present in this part of the game. We have 99 stacks of those. Those are burns. Use ointment. If you have any other red status ailments, you can actually use ointment just to cure the party member afflicted the status ailment. So I don't know what the in battle ailment is for red, but yeah, if you somehow come across a red status effect in battle, you can use ointment to cure that, but you have to equip the ointment. Those status effects are the ones that disappear after the battle. There are some quite annoying ones that stay after the battle, like flu. I hate that status ailment because you move around like you're not going to be consistent with your movement if you have the flu. So yeah, this is going to be pretty much straightforward. Get the boss fight here, Salt and Pepper. Don't know if you're gonna receive a star, but this isn't a skippable fight. This is actually a tutorial, so that's 5 starters now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pepper hits salt here. That's, salt is something quite stupid. So that's that concludes the tutorial section. Salt actually explains Salt and pepper demonstrate how trap elements work at this point. If you ever get your hands in one trap element, that's what you're supposed to do, basically. I guess. But the thing is, pepper is supposed to have that wonderful element, which is black hole. Salt is getting punished here right now because he overlooked that fact. And now they don't have the black hole anymore, since you can only use black hole if you equip it after the battle. And Pepper just lost access to black hole. Yes. Shenanigans. There's an element here. I do have diminish equipped, but I don't really have any use for it right now. Maybe if I get the encounter again, or if I encounter the fire dragon, I'll probably use diminish. Every attack I'm doing right now is not hitting. Critical hit. It will be painful for Surge. About Dina. Oh, it's quite painful. Pepper was slouching, so okay. Not fortunate that the last hit finished the fight. Iron Fist and Iron Mail. Let's equip it. Iron Mail for Search and Iron Vest, I guess, for Hina. We have other accessories we can use. Magic power. Let's improve her magic power then. We did get the magic ring from Water Dragon Island there. No. Alright, let's fight them. They might drop elements we can use. Straightforward with this this part. Let's freeze the place. Get closer. Let's freeze that. We don't want any trouble with lava. I don't want any random encounters or fixed encounters right now. Just press. Hey, save point. Let's save it. There's supposed to be a boss fight here. There there's a save point. We are at 13 stars, so don't know how deep that is in the game. Save state, and here it is. Supposed boss fight. Ask if want to challenge him to a fight, then just immediately starts a fight. Okay. So we're gonna use Diminish for this encounter here. But we need to build up that elemental grip. So the first one who reaches level 5, apparently it's Lina. Use Diminish. Fucking hurts. Diminish is going to have an effect. It's elemental damage, by the way. I don't know if it counts for healing. We'll see here. Let's check how heal all -3 works. Not bad actually. It's okay. That's manageable healing damage. Again, wow. You're gonna heal Surge after Easter. Heal all, I guess, since everyone is damaged anyway. Recover, no, not heal. It's different for each element. So white magic is recover. That's actually a big heal. See there, 125 for each party member. This time it's Glenn. Doesn't get burned, so that's neat. Might need to get these guys recovered here. Thanks, Glenn again. I'm contemplating on using X-Strike since it's a red indeed or red element, but I'm gonna use it anyway and recover the party. Oh, nice coincidence there. Final strike manages to finish the boss. We got our 14th star. Burns, so might as well get some stat boosts, right? Wait, it's not items, let's use elements. It's an ointment. Use ointment here. Let's do those mini encounters until the big stat boost. As apparently the checklist here says there will be another boss fight. Might as well kill these guys. Apologies, my nose is itching. Glenn has actually outstanding HP. 135 HP is no joke. Especially at this point. Not gonna get stat boost for the other party members right now. just focusing on the main party that I will be using. I'm contemplating also if I want to replace Lina with Karsh later on, but yeah. I'll think about it once I reach that point. This random encounter, and exit down then enter again to make them respawn. Got Lava Boy here. That's slouching. Lot of HP in him, I see. Well, okay. Not as scary as I might have thought, but still I should be wary. Looks bad as the lava bread. This thing is going to go down. I don't want to use any elements right now. It's time for Lava Rush. Oh, now that's the big damage dealer. 82. No big stat boost gain here. Yet, not yet. Re-enter. Let's fight this thing, then re-enter. Since we are here and there's an opportunity here to boost stats. And probably might have to stop once I reach Fort Dragonia at this point. If I am to continue with this thing, besides Fort Dragonia is quite long. I finish the boss fight, and if it tells me to go to Fort Dragonia at that point, then I'm going to have to take a break. Consider when's the next Chrono. Hopefully sooner than later. So long as I make this PC consistently running. And of course, every attack missing. I do wonder if there's this accessory. I'm trying to recall. There should be an accessory here for Chrono Cross where essentially get maximum accuracy hit regardless of what kind of attack you're using. So it might be fierce, it might be medium, or it might be weak. Well, monsters didn't respond. Okay. Weird. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's save, then head down forwards to the next boss fight. I can't really imagine that it might take that long, but you never know. Quick save. Might do some Marvel vs. Capcom. And I wait for my food then exercise. Yeah, boy. Right. Can't progress any further. We got 3 out of the 4 Tasha Dragoons. We get to fight 3 of the 4 at the same time. But yeah, I'll get to explain that once we reach that point. According to the charts here, or the checklist, Karsh is the lowest HP member out of these guys, so we're gonna take care of that. Actually painful, that's affecting all the party members. And if you're wondering also if you come across this part of the game, yes, all three are recruitable. All three of them. Well, that's neat. And my favorite one among them is Karsh because he has good accuracy and good element grid. Thinking about recovering right now. Yeah, I should. Gonna use Surge, Recover all. And yeah, I'm not really going to use Diminish at this point. I am going to use the other elements though. Flu. Karsh is slouching. Let's use an element here. What better element to use than Meteor Shower? And with Lina also. She has high magic. Karsh is knocked out. Or Zoa is actually the next one in line in terms of having the next lowest HP, and ironically Marcy has the biggest one. We're gonna heal after this. Let's use heal all -3, which actually recovers a huge amount of health, even if it's level 1, which is weird. Use another element here. What element do we have? Meteor Shower, of course. It should be more powerful since Surge is using the said element. Mighty Mage should have more powerful damage using that. Oh, okay. That actually finished fast. A star, hooray! And now every party member is at 200 plus HP, and Lyn is actually reaching 300. Get the flu again. Yeah, probably going to stop. Gonna stop here for now, get the save, then yeah. This is for TheLoneWarrior. This will take longer. I'm gonna save that for another time. So here we are for TheLoneWarrior. You can actually, as you can see here, you can actually exit. But for the sake of not forgetting, what am I supposed to do? I'm just gonna save over here. Yep, can't access the menu. Weird. Save. Probably probably going to do some offline stat grinding. Yeah, that's going to be it for now. I'm gonna keep it short for now, I guess. See you on next stream, guys.